morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host, James Wilson.
I was like, what's going on?
Well, when I get the YouTube update, which it always comes late to my phone, and then I like to pop it open, and then it was playing music. It was like on a few second delay.
Yeah, it's like a 20-second delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
All right, everybody. So Dow futures are currently up 80 points. S&P 500 futures are up 13 points. And I believe we're just gonna get rejected in the market and sell off. Yesterday was pretty significant pullback in the market, and it came pulling back down, breaking through certain ranges. And y'all know I'm bearish. So we'll see. I mean, anything can happen. We already know that. The United States government has there's so many things to say about it. Like they're just relentless. That's the best way to put it. Just to overall describe them, relentless.
It's hard to imagine someone who goes, "Hey, I want to be a U.S. congressman, and I want to deal with all this horse shit that goes on in D.C. all the time," because that would just be the burn the mental capital would just be a waste of time.
Seriously, like, man, it's probably been about 8 years ago. I used to have a very strong desire to be a politician. Now, I'm just like, man, no, forget that crap. Like, that's like, man, forget that. It's just, yeah, not worth it for me. But anyways, keep an eye on those futures. Let me just actually share my charts. We'll look them up.
There it is.
This PHUN, let's see. All right, so here's the here's the daily chart. And this is that rejection that I've been talking about for like the last 2 weeks on the daily chart for the futures. I was wanting to see if it was going to bounce off that 9, but it decided to bounce off that middle Bollinger Band line. And here we are pulling back down. And so really the market probably going into October. And the majority of October, it's just going to be bearish. Keep that in mind, guys. It's going to be rough if you're trying to go long. And like I've said before, if you're long, you might want to unlong yourself. Overall, for the S&P 500 futures, I mean, this would be pretty drastic. But I think worst case scenario, we come down here to this $3,600 range and find overall support. Again, that's extremely drastic. But it's not unrealistic. Just keep that in mind. It's not unrealistic. We have so many macro events that just are screaming at us not screaming at us, but the market is screaming to literally unload itself. So just be safe. October, if you're only trading bullish, if you're just a straight up bull, October will probably be rough for you. But yeah, so let's see what we got going on in the comments and pre-market. Pre-market has not really been that great for months. Like, Todd, where's all the good juicy stuff at?
They're running early, like when I say early, before 6 a.m. Eastern time. And some are running at 4 a.m. or 4:30, and then they're dropping off before we're out of bed.
All right, so I saw a request in the comment section to pull up ticker PHUN. So the thing with, I used to be like very, very pro funware. Man, it's just like they dropped the ball. Like, I don't even get it. And now they're doing crazy stuff with buying out other companies, acquiring other companies. And I'm just like, man, y'all don't even have the damn money to run your own company. Like, how are you buying out other companies and shit? It's like somebody who can't pay the rent, but they're out at the damn club or out at a fine restaurant living it up.
Putting the show on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not. It's not looking too well for funware right now. Funware would have me concerned if I was still in it. Hold on a second. So what I would look for here is to see how it, man, it just doesn't even have a good setup on a daily chart with really support. Because if it comes down here to touch support, I mean, hell, we're already talking almost a 20-cent drop. And then if it decides to go to its very low support right there at that 61-cent range, a 30-cent drop. I mean, definitely in that range, I would feel like it's a buy, but at the same time, Funware has not come out to really show that they have done a daggone thing to make a difference. All of their catalysts that they have laid out, and these are catalysts that they literally came up with and put them in a little document and then pushed it in the PR for everyone. Like, all of those catalysts were freaking delayed. Their main catalyst was getting their coin out into the market and getting that going. And they're just dropping the ball with it. I mean, they're dropping the ball on everything to the point I'm just like, do you have anybody there who's competent in doing, can anybody at your company be competent to just do their damn job? That's the way I view it. Let's see. Todd, what else we got going on in the comments?
Peter asked a question about the POAI warrants. His question is, the warrants are not exercisable until the 200 million shares were authorized. Has this event occurred?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and talk about that.
Oh, no. You can go ahead. You were our start. I'm sorry for
interrupting. I was going to say that was the second vote that went through that we need to get it authorized, where they delayed the first time it came up for the special shareholders meeting, and then those shares are the warrants, and then they've also used those shares to negotiate with other partnerships. So those are ready to go. That's why we keep saying we get this over $1.35, $1.40 range, those warrants could get exercised.
Yeah. So,
and we'll know, you'll know when they're getting exercised because you'll see the volume fly.
More so than that, if you're watching the chart at that moment, you're going to see just crazy ass buying. I mean, I've witnessed it quite a few times. It's actually pretty cool when you're in it beforehand. Now, if you're not, I mean, it sucks because you see that you just missed everything. But so let's just talk about predictive oncology, because this is the predictive oncology show.
That's not true. I'll change my backdrop.
All right. The thing that is aggravating me is how the freaking market is making sure this stays under $1.35. I know people, actually, I know two people who have multi-million-dollar accounts, and they've been trying to buy this shit up.
Hey, Johnny and I asked you not to talk about us on the show like that.
What's that? Johnny
and I asked you not to talk about our accounts like that on the show.
Exactly. So, anyways, man, I don't know what it is. It's just freaking weird. I have no explanation for it. Like, it's just being controlled not to break above 135 right here. And it will literally, it's not pushing it down. They'll let it literally just hang out right at like 134, shit like that. And I don't understand. Maybe it's to get their money lined up. Maybe it's to get X amount of shares. I don't know. But what I can tell you is when you're dealing with like market makers, all these people on Wall Street, when they say it's time to go, that's when it's time to go. And then, until then, the stock is only going to do what they want it to do, regardless of what the company does. The stock will only do what they want it to do when they're ready for it to do it. So there's a reason why they're just pinning it. They're not beating it down because really, I mean, the market could come in and all the big guys who have shares in this, they could unload all their shares if they felt like it was going to drop. Or they could unload them and then turn around and short this. Or some deep pockets could come in. And even though we're all holding this up, and when I say we're holding it up, I do kind of joke around and just say TTBB's holding this up. And we have a lot of shares, but there are bigger forces here who are actually holding this up. But let's just say that somebody with super deep pockets that are bearish, if they wanted to come in and short this down, they could. I mean, it would increase that short interest phenomenally and then set them up for a short squeeze. But they're not doing that. And I really can't explain it like, well, I have my theories, but like I don't know the actual why, and none of us do. I mean, you can see, look at all these little hashes. These are all candles. You can see how it wants to go up over 135, but they're just holding it there. It's looking good at the moment right now. So I don't want to say I'm excited, but because I'm not really the type of person to get excited over pretty much anything.
Well, we'd rather be here than at $1.03. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, to be very clear, I look at my account and I'm up several $1,000s in profit right now. So
yeah, but what I was going to say was like, I'm not excited to. I mean, it's not that I'm not excited. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen at the live market. Are they holding this up to just get everything in line for themselves? And it just goes back to what I've said already multiple times. They're not beating it down. So what's the plan? That's my big question. What is the plan here? If they're not beating it down, but they are not letting it go up, then what's the plan?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we'll know the plan after it's happened.
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
So we want to be in the stock where we're at now, or at least I want to be in the stock, and I want to be holding my position and be ready to go.
Yep.
We are 30 seconds to the start of the market.
All right. So yeah, I mean as for pre-market, me personally, I don't really see anything else that I like. Nothing too exciting. Obviously, I'm all in on predictive oncology. And then I'm also bearish on the market overall. So let's just see let's see what happens today in POAI, and we'll just have to take it from there. So other than that, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. Trade safe, trade smart, and if you're trying to go long in the overall market, use some stop losses, please. So other than that, thank you for tuning in. And Todd, do you have anything else?
No, have a good day. Safe day of trading, people.
All right. We will catch you all later.